Ways to treat nail fungus. Nail fungus more frightening than many realize. It periodically affects most people. But not everyone ponders the insidiousness of this condition and its connection to many associated disorders. Would you believe that over 1.5 million people die each year from fungal infections? This pervasive fungus often affects internal tissues that we cannot see. Fungal infection often triggers secondary pneumonia, asthma attacks, and skin diseases. Such microscopic fungi and the harm they can inflict on health if their active proliferation in the body is ignored. Onychomycosis, nail fungus, caused by dermatophyte fungi, is so widespread that we're no longer surprised when friends or acquaintances shyly hide their feet and refuse to take off their socks in the heat. Nail fungus can easily spread to the scalp or face, for example, through shed towels, washcloths, or other hygiene items. Medicine knows many cases where fungal infections, with even a slight weakening of the immune system or hormonal imbalances, led to widespread damage. The pathogen spread to the scalp, face, and genitals. The well-known condition of scarier, which causes dandruff, is caused by the skin fungus Pityrosporum ovale. It triggers seborrheic dermatitis not only on the scalp, but also on the face. According to the World Health Organization, in 2019, nail and skin mycoses were detected in 30 to 40% of the population of various ages. Not everyone undergoes appropriate treatment, and these infected individuals can encounter you anywhere: at work, visiting, on the beach, in the pool, or at the gym. Even a brief encounter in line is enough for fungal spores to transfer to your clothes and shoes. The natural evaporation of human body heat creates the perfect environment for fungal microorganisms. Whether we like it or not, our skin attracts such pathogens. How can you get infected? Let's talk about it. It's important to warn people against being too careless about nail and skin mycosis. Treating chronic fungal infections is more difficult, and getting infected with nail fungus can be very easy. For example, you visit friends. They kindly offer you slippers. It would be disrespectful to refuse, so you agree, thinking that wearing socks will protect you from fungal infection. But no, they won't. Fungal spores demonstrate astonishing resilience. Parasites love the conditions created on human skin. They thrive in moderate humidity and warmth. If you walk on the floor in socks, the spores transfer to the fabric, then to your hands and feet. Microscopic agents, in terms of survival tactics, can be compared to trained intelligence operatives. They seek out the weak and most suitable place in the body to establish a fungal infection and start actively multiplying in your body. The dangers of nail mycosis. Fungal infections are easily transmitted to others. You can get nail fungus in public pools, saunas, or by using someone else's shoes. The risk of finger mycosis sharply increases with calluses, cracks on the feet, during wet manicures and pedicures. Therefore, never use someone else's personal hygiene items, tools, or manicure accessories without prior antiseptic treatment. Nail mycosis is more dangerous than commonly thought. Once infected, many people end up spending a lot of time, effort, and money treating the disease. Factors that trigger fungal infection. Common situations and conditions familiar to many can trigger the development of fungal infections. Increased skin moisture due to hyperhidrosis, endocrine disorders, or poor foot hygiene. Warm weather when everyone wears open-toed shoes. Frequent foot injuries, minor damages, and calluses. Use of clothing and personal hygiene items belonging to others. Towels, slippers, socks, washcloths. Weakened immunity. Uncomfortable, tight shoes made of poor quality materials that do not allow air circulation. Skin and nail fungi are invisible, yet they are everywhere. In sand, on asphalt surfaces, on passersby, not to mention pools, saunas, and public places. Here, the microscopic spores of pathogens most often transfer to the skin of a new host. The pathogen may not manifest itself for a long time, but if you feel unbearable itching, notice that the skin between your toes has become thin and moist. and your feet smell bad, it's definitely a fungal infection, and you shouldn't delay. If these signs can somehow be masked, yellowing and thickening of the nails, unfortunately, cannot be hidden, especially close to loved ones and in the summer. Many notice fungal infection already in the active stage of development. Unpleasant foot odor often appears by the end of the day, especially in men. But the cause may not only be poor quality footwear or poor hygiene. Be sure to check for other signs of illness. Itching, excessively moist skin between the toes, nail plate damage. Fungal infection occurs very quickly, but it is even more dangerous for people who are overweight or have diabetes. For patients with these conditions, fungal infection can be life-threatening. Don't miss the progression of the disease and be attentive to your condition. How does foot fungus manifest? Nail fungus is accompanied by itching, skin peeling on the soles, deformation of the nail plates, and inflammation of the periungual folds. The skin on the soles and between the toes can become inflamed, cracked, and itchy. Injured skin becomes a source of pain during movement. And talking about the problem to others is something no one wants to do. Fungal infection of the feet reduces a person's quality of life and, without timely treatment, can lead to infectious complications. The disease is especially dangerous for people with immune disorders because microtraumas can become gateways for bacterial infections. Nail fungus is easily transmitted from person to person. Therefore, upon detecting the first symptoms of the pathology, you should consult a dermatologist. It is prohibited to use other people's clothing items, wear someone else's shoes, or work barefoot. The sooner you seek help from a qualified specialist, the faster and easier the treatment will be. Only a doctor, with the results of microscopic examination in hand, can accurately determine how to treat nail fungus and prevent the disease from recurring in the future. Unfortunately, the treatment tactics for fungal infections are imperfect, and outdated drugs, in addition to destroying pathogenic microorganisms, excessively burden the liver and other organs. And one might wonder, how did our distant ancestors live, who did not have access to modern antiseptics and hygiene products? They carefully studied the effects of the plants around them and used their power for disease prevention and treatment. The modern approach to treating foot and hand mycoses is fundamentally wrong. It aims to destroy not only fungal organisms, but also other opportunistic pathogens. What is needed is a formulation that will comprehensively affect both the symptoms and the causes of the disease. If the fungal infection is not widespread, it can be defeated with topical remedies. The main thing is to know which components are effective. Additionally, it is recommended to take multivitamin complexes to provide support to the body and enhance natural defense mechanisms. Special attention is paid to personal hygiene. It is recommended to treat the feet with plant-based antiseptics, such as tea tree oil. This inhibits the multiplication of pathogenic microorganisms, disinfects the skin, and gives it a pleasant, refreshing scent. Damaged nail plates should be removed, followed by antiseptic treatment. Local antifungal ointments, solutions, and gels should be used for at least 3 to 6 months. The course of treatment is individually tailored by the doctor, taking into account the trimester of pregnancy and any underlying conditions. When does folk medicine help with nail fungus? Let's delve into it. Self-treatment, good or bad? Today, there is a lot of conflicting information, and doctors often discourage patients from using folk remedies, but they shouldn't. If the fungus hasn't progressed too far, then local treatments can be quite effective. The key is not to delay and not to refuse treatment. Many people suffer from nail mycoses, which can subsequently spread to the scalp, face, and body. Knowing how important it is to start treatment in time, you surely won't neglect it. Timely assistance also preserves the nail. It won't become thick, yellow, and so large that it's impossible to fit into your favorite shoes or sandals. Throughout the treatment period, special attention is paid to personal hygiene. It is recommended to wash your feet with warm water and soap 2 to 3 times a day, And during breaks, take antiseptic and anti-inflammatory foot baths. After water procedures, the skin should be thoroughly dried, followed by the application of antifungal cream. Remember that it's easy to get infected with fungus by using other people's shoes and hygiene items. Always wear only your own slippers. Use your personal towel. And be careful in public pools and saunas. Now let's move on to folk remedies. They are used for a long time and can be combined with medications prescribed by a doctor. Don't expect instant effectiveness from such methods. Tea tree oil. Tea tree essential oil is considered a natural antifungal agent. It is applied directly to the affected nail plates and spaces between the toes using cotton swabs. Tea tree oil diluted in a 1:1 ratio with vegetable or peach oil can also be used to prevent the development of fungal infections. Iodine solution. A proven antiseptic remedy for treating nail fungus at home is iodine solution. It is very popular in folk medicine. Its fungicidal properties are scientifically proven. Iodine can destroy fungal cells. Before starting a course of treatment for nail fungus with iodine, you should conduct a sensitivity test. Apply a drop of iodine to the elbow fold for 20 to 30 minutes. If itching or redness occurs, treatment should not be started, and you should try another folk method. The use of iodine can lead to yellow discoloration of the nails. Keep this in mind, especially if you plan to wear open-toed shoes. Improper use of iodine can cause burns. This method should not be used if there are thyroid problems. Now that you know that you can treat nail fungus with iodine, it's time to choose the appropriate recipe. Option #1. Apply 1 drop of 5% alcohol solution of iodine to the affected nail twice a day. Option #2. Soak your feet in a basin of hot water with iodine added for 10 minutes. Then remove the affected parts of the nails and apply 3% hydrogen peroxide to the skin. Option #3. The treatment course lasts for 6 weeks. For the first 2 weeks, treat the nails twice a day with hydrogen peroxide. The next 2 weeks with iodine solution, and the last 2 weeks with 9% vinegar. Option #4. Mix 1 teaspoon each of iodine, nitrofungin, vinegar essence, and garlic juice in a separate container. Apply the resulting mixture to the damaged nail after it has been pre-steamed and the loose part removed. The prepared composition should be used overnight. It needs to be shaken well before application. Option #5. The treatment course lasts for 1 month. Take a 30-minute salt bath daily. Add 2 tablespoons of sea salt and 1 tablespoon of baking soda to 1 liter of hot water. After half an hour, without removing your feet from the water, grind the affected areas of the skin and nails with a file or cut with scissors. Then wash your feet with soap. Put on gloves and treat the entire surface of the foot, nail rollers, and spaces between the toes with iodine. Iodine treatment usually lasts for about 2 months. During this period, the fungi die and stop actively reproducing. Regardless of the method chosen, remember not to use the same tools for treating healthy and fungus-affected nails. Otherwise, the fungi can spread to unaffected nail plates. Kombucha. Soaked in a sugar solution for 7 to 8 days, kombucha turns into a beneficial sweet-sour drink. It possesses numerous healing properties, including the ability to destroy harmful bacteria and inhibit their growth. That's why folk healers use kombucha to treat nail fungal infections. It can be applied in 2 ways: by rubbing and by applying a compress. Rubbing. A small piece of kombucha should be freed from films and crushed into a paste. Then it should be rubbed into the affected nail plates 2 to 3 times a day. Compresses. Separate 1 layer of kombucha and soak it in water for making a compress. In the evening, apply it to the affected nail, cover it with plastic wrap, and wear 2 to 3 pairs of socks to avoid staining the bedding. In the morning, remove the compress, rinse your feet in warm water, and then remove any dead nail pieces. The damaged surface of the nail plate should be treated with a solution of potassium permanganate or antiseptic. Treatment of nail fungus with kombucha should continue for 3 to 7 consecutive days. Tar. Tar is obtained from birch bark. This remedy is actively used as an antiseptic and anti-inflammatory agent. Birch tar destroys fungal flora and effectively softens the callous skin affected by onychomycosis. Traditional healers suggest applying pure birch tar to the skin and also using various ointments and mixtures based on this substance. But you can mix tar with an oily base. Before starting the treatment of nail fungus with birch tar, you should first treat the soles. Soak them in a soapy bath for 15 minutes. Then trim the nails affected by the fungus and remove dead skin. After that, thoroughly wipe the interdigital areas and apply a little birch tar to the affected areas, gently rubbing it into the skin with a cotton swab. After applying the tar, do not wear shoes for 1.5 hours. The product should be well absorbed during treatment. You can also treat shoe insoles with birch tar. Leave it overnight. After that, the insole should be washed or rinsed in warm water. Based on tar, you can prepare a healing ointment. Any fatty base can be used as a base, such as baby cream or lard. At the beginning of treatment, the concentration of tar should not exceed 5%. Later, it can be increased to 15 to 20%. You can use an ointment based on tar and sulfur. To prepare it, mix 3 parts tar, 2 pots sulfur powder, and 10 pots fatty base. This ointment should be heated and stirred until homogeneous. Then it can be applied to the affected nails and covered with a plaster. The duration of contact with the affected tissues should be at least 20 minutes. Based on tar, you can make a special solution. To prepare it, mix 50 milliliters of glycerin and tar and 70 milliliters of alcohol. The ingredients should be mixed and applied to the affected nails several times a day. Tar soap. Tar soap contains about 10% birch tar. Although it has an unpleasant smell, it effectively disinfects the skin and promotes rapid healing. There are several ways to use tar soap. Option 1. Prepare a foot bath. Grate the tar soap on a grater. Measure out 2 tablespoons and dissolve them in 2 liters of hot water. Then soak your feet in the solution for 15 to 20 minutes. Option 2. Slightly dilute 1 tablespoon of grated soap with water. Add 2 teaspoons of baking soda and mix thoroughly. Rub this mixture into the affected nail once a day using a stiff toothbrush. Option 3. Thoroughly lather the nails with tar soap. Then sprinkle them with table salt over the foam. Fingers and soles can be wrapped with a bandage. In the morning, remove the bandage and rinse your feet with warm water. Table salt disinfects, while sea salt helps soften the nail and acts as an antiseptic. Vinegar. Vinegar is the most effective remedy for combating nail fungus. Its acidic nature prevents the growth and proliferation of fungal colonies on the nail surface. The disinfectant effect of vinegar is due to its ability to destroy microorganisms by disrupting their cellular structures. Vinegar penetrates the fungus cells, disrupting their integrity and breaking them down. This prevents further multiplication of microorganisms and promotes the complete disappearance of fungal infection. Acetic acid binds to the enzymes necessary for the life of fungi. As a result, this remedy disrupts the normal functioning of fungal colonies, leading to their complete destruction. For best results in fighting nail fungus, it is recommended to apply vinegar daily for 2 to 4 weeks. Choose the recipes that suit you best. Option 1. Soak your feet in a basin of hot water with 250 milliliters of white or apple cider vinegar. It's best to do these foot baths before bedtime for 10 to 15 minutes. Afterward, dry your feet and apply additional local antifungal remedies. These foot baths should be done every 2 days. Option 2. Apply a cotton pad soaked in 9% vinegar to the affected nail. Secure the pad with adhesive tape and wear a sock. Repeat this procedure once a day for a week, with a break of 2 to 3 days. Option 3. Moisten gauze or a cotton pad with a solution consisting of 2 tablespoons of 9% vinegar, 3 egg whites, or 1 tablespoon of glycerin, and 2 tablespoons of vodka. Apply this pad to the affected nail for 15 minutes. The treatment course lasts for 7 days. Option 4. Mix vegetable oil and apple cider vinegar in equal proportions. Trim the affected nail beforehand. Moisten a gauze pad with the prepared solution and secure it with a fabric plaster. Apply the method until the new nail grows out. Celandine. One of the main active components of celandine is chelidonine, which possesses antifungal properties. This substance exerts a cytocidal effect on fungal cells, leading to their destruction and inhibition of further fungal growth. Additionally, celandine helps stimulate local immune response, aiding the body in more effectively combating fungal infections. The plant also has anti-inflammatory properties, reducing inflammation and swelling around affected nails. Celandine can be used for treating nail fungus in the form of ointments, creams, or oils. Before use, it's necessary to consult a specialist, as the plant is considered poisonous. When used undiluted, it can cause tissue burns. Choose one or several suitable recipes with celandine. Option 1. Pass freshly picked celandine through a meat grinder and squeeze the juice from the resulting pulp. Combine it with 70% alcohol and infuse for 24 hours. After steaming and thoroughly drying the feet, rub the mixture into the nails and skin 3 to 4 times a day. Option 2. Steep 100 grams of dried celandine in a liter of boiling water for 15 to 20 minutes. After straining, mix the infusion with water in a 1:1 ratio. Steam your feet or hands in this solution for 15 to 25 minutes. Option 3. Prepare an antifungal ointment from 5 drops of celandine juice, 4 tablespoons of boiled and cooled water, 2 drops of thyme juice, and 2 drops of calendula tincture. Apply this ointment to the affected fungal nails 3 times a day. Option 4. To prepare a celandine infusion, mix vodka and celandine herb in a ratio of 2:1. Let the mixture infuse for 12 days and use it for oral treatment of nail fungus, starting with 5 drops and increasing the dosage to 20. Dissolve the required number of drops in a small amount of water or unsweetened tea. Option 5. Celandine oil can be purchased at a pharmacy or prepared at home. To do this, dry the leaves of the plant. Cover them with oil, such as sunflower, almond, or peach, and leave to infuse for a week in a dark place. Afterward, the oil can be used to treat nail fungus. It's advisable to steam the feet and trim the affected tissues beforehand. The treatment course continues until full recovery. Baking soda. Baking soda is also actively used in the fight against nail fungus. It creates an environment with an alkaline pH, in which many pathogenic microorganisms cannot survive. Baking soda has the ability to absorb excess moisture, creating unfavorable conditions for the growth of fungi, which thrive in humid environments. To combat fungal infections affecting the nail plates, you can take daily warm foot baths. Add several tablespoons of baking soda to warm water and soak your feet in it for 15 to 20 minutes. This procedure helps relieve itching and soften the nail plate, making it easier to remove infected parts of the nail. It is recommended to repeat the foot bath several times a week until full recovery. Additionally, you can add grated tar soap to the water with baking soda. This will enhance the antifungal action of baking soda. After the procedure, trim the nails, clean the affected areas. You can also mix baking soda with a small amount of water until you get a thick paste. Then apply it to the affected nails and leave it on for several minutes before rinsing with warm water. It is recommended to repeat this procedure daily for several weeks until the symptoms of onychomycosis completely disappear. Home remedies for combating nail fungus blend well with traditional treatments. You can combine foot baths and homemade ointments with topical medications. Folk methods are particularly relevant for individuals who cannot use antifungal medications due to contraindications. Pregnant women, in particular, fall into this category. During pregnancy, a woman's immune system may weaken, increasing the risk of fungal infections. Antifungal drugs are contraindicated during pregnancy, especially in the first trimester when the fetus's organs are forming, and the hematoplacental barrier, which protects the fetus, is not fully functional. However, treating nail fungus during pregnancy is essential because without the appropriate medications, fungal colonies will continue to grow, affecting healthy tissues. Natural antifungal remedies do not enter the bloodstream but act directly at the site of infection. Let's remember about prevention. Many of the recipes described above can and should be used to prevent the recurrence of fungus, especially if the infection persisted for a long time. It's recommended to do soda foot baths with the addition of vinegar several times a week. They effectively soften tissues and destroy fungi, viruses, and other pathogens. Maintaining good nail and foot hygiene is a crucial component of preventing nail fungus. This includes getting quality manicures and pedicures. It's essential to thoroughly clean your nails and feet after contact with the external environment, especially if you've been to a public bath or the beach. This prevents the active proliferation of pathogens that may have come into contact with the skin. Choose shoes and socks made of natural materials to prevent your feet from sweating throughout the day. This reduces the risk of developing a fungal infection. Frequent nail trauma can lead to the penetration of infection agents into the tissues and weaken local immune defenses. During manicures and pedicures, avoid unnecessary skin damage. Footwear should be comfortable and not squeeze the feet. Following these simple rules will protect you from insidious fungus. But if you couldn't avoid infection, start treatment as soon as possible.